rising, everyone. So we're gonna start off with drinking our water. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. Your body deserves it. You haven't drinking water in what, 7 hours, 8 hours? Do it for yourself. Now we're gonna get into a nice comfortable position. I have the tops of my feet on my mat, and my hands are placed on my thighs. We're counting the breaths, we're not counting the seconds. So go ahead and start to really focus on your breath here. So we're gonna take our hand, we're gonna pull our head over towards our shoulder, and we're going to get a nice good neck stretch here. The goal is to count for 3 breaths on each side. Slowly start to transition into our tabletop position, which means your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips, and we're doing what's called cat-cow. So we're inhaling, looking up, arching our back, exhaling, looking down at our navel, rounding our back. 3 breaths here, and then we're going to get into our downward dog position, literally just straightening our legs, making sure that we have the tips of our toes on the mat, and we're going to just pedal our legs out. Make sure you get a nice good calf stretch in each leg. Take your time on this one and make sure we're breathing deeply always. We're going to slowly start to walk our hands towards our feet for a forward fold, literally just hanging the top of your body like a rag doll here. It's going to be uncomfortable, just breathe through it. You can hold either side of your elbows and give yourself a nice stretch here. Inhale, exhale. Halfway lift, our hands are on the tops of our thighs. Exhale down, back to our forward fold. Inhale, you're gonna come all the way up, rise to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, windmill your hands all the way down, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, release. Slowly start to walk your hands down towards the top of your mat and get into a plank position or push-up position. You're going to release your body down to the ground and also release your toes, making sure the tops of your feet are laying on the mat. Making sure our hips are still on the ground, you're going to use your hands to push the top half of your body up and get a nice back bend here. Here's me showing you the difference between flexing and pointing your feet. Flexing, toes are up, arching, toes are pointed down. Now we're gonna flex our feet to get back into our downward facing dog, distributing the weight, pushing from our hands to go back towards our hips. Flex out a little bit, see if you can stretch a little deeper than you did the first time. A few deep breaths here, then you're gonna bend your knees, cross your legs, and get into a Indian style position. Sorry, don't come for me, I don't know the name of it. Anywho, you're going to take a few deep breaths here. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. The point of this is that when you focus on your breath, it's a moving meditation, so you are honoring your mind, body, and soul. Raise our hands towards the sky. Nice deep inhale here. And on your exhale, you're going to forward fold. Try to touch your toes. If you can't touch your toes, touch your shins. If you can't touch your shins, touch your knees. And if you can't touch your knees, do better. Remember to take really deep inhales and exhales, especially in this stretch. I'm rolling my neck from side to side. This helps to elongate your spine and gives you a deeper stretch. So maybe try to roll your neck out a little bit and then inhale up and exhale back down to see if you get a little bit deeper. So next we're going to isolate our legs. So we're going to bend one knee, doesn't matter which one. Put your foot behind your butt and hinge at your hips all the way down for a forward fold. If you can't touch your feet, touch your shins. If you can't touch your shins, touch your knees. To get the most out of this stretch, we're going to make sure that our toes are pointed up towards the sky and that our feet are flexed. After a few breaths here, I'm going to adjust my body and lean back to get a nice stretch in the top of my thigh. Those are called your quads. If you'd like to get a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can raise your hand towards the back of the room or wherever you're at. So we're gonna switch and do the exact same thing on the opposite leg. Forward fold, and then lean back. Whenever you're ready, you're going to put both your feet back in front of you. You're going to bend one knee and cross that leg over the other. Using your hands, of course, you're going to give your leg a big ol' hug. The goal with this is to get a nice stretch in our booties. So try to bring your knee all the way to your chin. So now, keeping your legs in that same position, you're just going to bend your bottom knee to sit the way that I'm sitting. I don't know how to describe that, but now we're getting an even deeper stretch in our booties. After a few deep breaths here, you're going to switch legs. So bring both your knees down, bend one knee, bring it over your body, hug yourself, bring your knee to your chin, maybe tell yourself you love you, thank you, keep up the good work. Do me a favor and make this moment real intimate. Really love on you. And one last forward fold, just because you deserve it. Now we're going to cross our legs, putting all the weight in our hands, getting into a slight tabletop position. This is a transition to our plank position or push-up position. Our toes are flexed, toes are on the ground. Once you're in this position, you're going to release your body all the way down to the ground, and then push your half your body up, keeping your hips on the ground as well. Nice deep breath here. Then we're going to push the weight to our feet, making sure that our hips are all the way towards the sky. You're gonna take one leg, kick that all the way up as high as you can, and windmill that leg all the way until it reaches your hands. This is called a runner's lunge. It feels really good. You guys can take your same hand as the leg that you're stretching and reach it towards the sky for a little back bend if you'd like, but you don't have to. Now we're going to release that knee, put it on the ground, and release our toe also. Make sure that it's pointed. The top of our feet are on the mat as well. Keeping our hips square, we are going to lunge forward into that front knee to get a nice stretch in the top of our hips. A little extra credit for my avid stretchers. You guys can bring your back foot up to meet your butt to get an even deeper stretch in your thigh. After a few deep breaths, you're going to release your back leg if you haven't already. You're going to wiggle your leg to the outside of your mat, making sure that both your hands are on the inside of your thigh. You can stay here on your palms, or you can come down, hinge at your hips to be on your forearms if you'd like. Whenever you're ready, you're going to bring your hands back up. Wiggle your foot back towards the center of your body and straighten that front leg, making sure that your toes are arched, pointed towards the sky. Square those hips out again. By square your hips, I just mean to make sure both your hips are facing the front of your mat. And then you're going to forward fold for an even deeper stretch in the back of your thigh. You're going to bend that front knee and wiggle your foot to the opposite side of your body now, the inner side of your body. And you're going to release your knee onto the mat. So your knee and your ankle should be parallel. It's difficult. If it's your first time, just breathe through it. I looked back just to make sure that my leg was straight and not super bent or looking crazy. If you are comfortable here, you can lean forward. If you're not comfortable, just breathe it out. No problem. This pose helps to release any stress that's physically manifested in your body. A lot of the times we hold a lot of stress in our hips, which is really odd. Don't ask me why. It's just a thing that humans do. So this stretch releases a lot of that. We're going to take our times getting out of this pose and meeting back into downward facing dog. Maybe pedal your legs out a little bit if that makes you feel better. And then we're going to kick our opposite leg all the way back up towards the sky and windmill it down and in through to meet our hands. You can reach your hand up towards the sky if you'd like to get a little baby bend here, but making sure that your knee is off the mat, your back knee. And then when you're ready, you're going to put your back knee onto the mat. You're going to release your toes and point them, square your hips, and come down for a nice deep lunge to get a stretch in your other thigh. If you'd like to take your back leg and pull that foot towards your butt to get that deeper stretch, you are more than welcome to do that on this side as well. I'm gonna go ahead and release the back leg. Nice deep breath. Bringing my hands back down to the mat, wiggling my foot out towards the outside of my body. Again, you can either stay on your palms, or if you'd like to come down to your forearms for this like cricket situation, you are more than welcome to. Literally doing the exact same thing that we did on the other side. So we're gonna bring our foot back towards the center of our body. We're gonna straighten that leg out, square those hips, and hinge at the hips, forward fold. making sure that our toes are pointed up towards the sky to get the best stretch here. Front knee again. We're going to wiggle that toe over towards the inside of our body now, releasing our knee to meet us on the mat. Our knees are parallel with our ankles. If we're okay with being here on our palms, that's totally fine. But if you'd like to go down to your forearms or even your forehead on the ground, you can do that also. Downward facing dog for the last time of the morning, so really enjoy this, get the most out of it. And then we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands in this forward fold. Last little forward fold we're doing, so love it. Coming back up, windmill those hands. Nice deep inhale, exhale, palms to prayer. Now we are going to get into a sumo squat. So you're going to spread your legs out a little bit further than hip distance apart. Bend your knees, put your elbows on the insides of your knees, and use your body as leverage to push your shoulders forward towards the center of your body to get a nice good stretch in your inner thigh. Straighten your legs and fold forward, and then walk your hands over to either side of your foot. Get a nice deep stretch there, a few deep breaths, and switch. Coming back to center, we're going to bend our knees, put our elbows on the insides of our thighs again, and go a little deeper if we can. Keeping that same sumo squat position, we're going to come down to our knees, making sure that our feet are flexed and not pointed. This is going to be a great groin stretch. You'll see me kind of leaning forward, backward, maneuvering my hips a little bit. This is just to get a full stretch. Some people like to rock side to side to get a little bit more comfortable, but that's completely up to you. If this is something you're used to, you can maybe try to lean your hips in towards the mat and then come back down and sit. See if you can get a little bit deeper there. We've made it to the final stretch. So we're going to lay down on our back. This is going to be our little spinal twist here. So my hands are going to be on either side of my body. I'm going to twist one leg over the other. The goal is to have my knee onto the ground. I'm going to look in the opposite direction that my leg is facing and really try to pull my leg down to feel that spinal stretch. Deep breaths here, you can go ahead and switch. It's over. You did it. Congratulations. Have an amazing day. This is me just taking a few more deep breaths here thanking my body, really setting an intention for my day, and getting grounded for the rest of the day. Namaste. Have a great day, you guys. After my regular practice, I like to have fun a little bit. So I'm going to do some inverted poses, practice my splits. I turn some music on. I'm going to dance a little bit. So stay tuned if that's something you want to see. If not, you guys go be great. Have the best day ever. And if you guys are wondering where you can buy this amazing yoga mat and water bottle, it's Shop Perfect Fit. That's my brand. You guys can go to shopperfectfit.com to shop now.